This is CW Iowa Live.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the program. It is 12 minutes past 8 o'clock right now, and our good friend, the privacy professor, Rebecca Herold, is joining us right now, trying to keep everybody safe, Jackie, when it comes to digital.
Right, and it's such a big thing that even our state is now recognizing it as a special day that we need to recognize the fact that we need to make sure our information is staying secure.
Exactly. So International Data Privacy Day is every year on January 28th.
Okay.
And it started, the very first one was in 2007. Now, I got the first proclamation, I was able to get it from the Iowa Governor Culver at the time, back when he was still governor. So this is the 8th year now that the governor, mostly Governor Branstad since then, but I've been very grateful that Governor Branstad has recognized the importance of keeping our data, you know, secured and protecting it and so on.
So this is an international event, but it's something that's now specifically being recognized by our state.
Right. I mean, besides being International Data Privacy Day, he proclaimed it as officially Iowa Data Privacy Day. So on January 28th, that'll be where you want to think about what you can do. And this is from the actual signing ceremony at the Capitol. We did that on January 5th. So I was really happy that he was there. And he actually read the entire proclamation.
He had to read the whole thing?
He read the whole thing.
You brought it in here. We have it in studio with us right now. So we're going to show everybody what this thing looks like.
So he read, and that was just showing the very end where he read the last few sentences, which is good because it took him a little while to go through.
It probably took a little bit.
Didn't need a magnifying glass to read it? Look how small that is.
Yeah, well, he read it without a magnifying glass, so he has really good glasses, I think. But I was really happy, and then
Paul signed it too, so yeah, okay, cool.
And we had a nice discussion about privacy for a few minutes afterwards, so I was very happy that he was able to do this yet again for the 8th year in a row.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
And so that'll be coming up Saturday then, the 28th?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, you know, usually it falls during a weekday, so it's easier for companies to do things.
Well, this gives you a chance to do your stuff at home. Get your data
you can
at home
do it at
secure,
home, so definitely. And one of the things that I want folks to think about this year is their health data. And you know, you were talking about doing your iris scans as a part of that.
Yeah, for airport security.
Yes, and that's a new thing, and it's something to think about. So this year, this is something that it's a little hard to see, but I'm going to make it available so you can really zoom in on it. But I wanted to show how easy it is. That red box that you see there represents if you go to the doctor, you're surrounded by oftentimes a lot of medical devices that are smart devices, meaning they're sharing data, they're collecting your data from you and so on. In fact, that was my infographic this year was inspired by a doctor's visit that I had a few months ago. And when I went into the doctor, I was waiting in the room where all the devices were at. And while I was waiting, I opened up my smartphone just to see through a free tool that's available from the internet. I wanted to see, I wonder if they have security on all the medical devices in the room.
Because you're good like that, you're right.
Because I do that. So I looked and I found that none of them had passwords on it within this room that was within the middle of this very big hospital. But the problem with that is that this infographic shows is that here I was inside the room, and if I had access to it on my smartphone, I could have either taken the data and shared it with others. Others in the waiting room could have also been able to see it because, you know, of the distance that that data can be seen from those devices. So I want folks to think about, you know, your health data, and also when you go to the doctor, ask your doctors, what are you doing to secure my data, and are you sure that you're being effective? Last year alone, there were 27.3 million health records, that the full records of patients that were actually stolen and breached. And this was through 450 different incidents in the United States alone. So you need to think about, well, that's a lot of data, health data. And why is it being stolen? Well, a lot of this was not stolen. A lot of it was actual insiders who were going in and looking at other people's records and so on, there were about 43% of those incidents were from insiders, either purposefully going in and taking the patient's data, but a lot of them, about half of the insider incidents were from them making a mistake, or they didn't have security controls set up appropriately, so data leaked out, kind of like I was just describing with my incident. But another large part, almost a third of those, were from hacking and from cyber crooks who actually were going in. 30 of the incidents were ransomware. Health data is being targeted because it's very valuable to cyber crooks. So I thought it'd be interesting if I would give you an example of the value to cyber crooks of different types of data.
Okay.
So email addresses. What do you think crooks are willing to pay per email address right now out on the dark web?
I have no clue whatsoever. I never even thought about that.
Well, they're used for phishing a lot, right? And phishing is very effective because so many people fall for phishing and then attacks.
That's the mass emails where someone says, click here.
Yes, yes, or pop-ups, or comes into your inbox. $5 an email.
I was going to say $1 an email, but $5.
$5
Per email?
Per email address. They're willing, because think about if they load ransomware, and individuals are targets for ransomware as well as the smallest business to the largest one, because people don't make their backups. That's another thing you could do on Saturday, make backups. But they're willing to pay to get their data back.
Wow.
Now what about a credit card number? What do you think?
Oh, that's got to be worth a lot.
I was going to say, that'd be huge, maybe $25.
$1 a credit card number.
$1?
And why is that? Well, right now it's a couple of reasons.
Is it because there's more security?
Credit cards have been hacked so much that most of the credit cards have already been sold around.
Oh, okay.
There's now more tools that are in place to give alerts if your credit card, and credit card companies are getting good. If you've made a purchase somewhere unusual, you've probably got
it's not
a whole
yours.
So those, and then the chips. So those are lower.
Wow.
Now, what about your patient record? What do you think each patient record can be sold on the dark web by
$100.
Well, that's not too bad. $50 a patient record. But just think about that. 27.3 million patient records were hacked, or not hacked, but breached. About 43% of those.
People are going to have all kinds of questions about this, so you can get more into detail. What's the best way to get a hold of you so you get some more information on this?
So a very easy way to get a hold of me now is on my new Symbis 360 website.
All right.
There is a little question mark there. So if you just click on that question mark, you can see a box pop up and you can enter your questions to me. It's for businesses. If you have a question, in fact, I got a question from one of your viewers, someone who said he's been an old friend of yours for a long time, and I'm going to answer that in my next Privacy Professor Tips message. So you can come to me at Symbis360.com, and I have some more fun stuff coming up, but I'll tell you about those on another time, because it'll be something that both you and Jackie can do and kind of compete against each other.
We'll do that. All right, and Privacy Prof on Twitter, follow her on that, and you'll be able to get some really cool information. Wonderful, great job as always.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on the proclamation once again.